If you're a man over 60 and you've noticed your mornings aren't the same, your energy feels lower, your confidence a little off, and that firm wake-up call you used to count on has quietly disappeared, stop right here. What I'm about to tell you may completely change how you wake up tomorrow morning. It's not a pill, not testosterone therapy, and definitely not one of those risky online fixes. It's about 2 simple vitamins that, when taken before bed, can reignite your body's natural power, your hormones, and your confidence, naturally and safely. I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a urologist and men's health specialist. For over 3 decades, I've dedicated my life to helping men reclaim their strength, performance, and vitality. I've worked with thousands of men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, men who once felt drained and disconnected from their younger selves, and I've seen them rebuild their energy and masculinity by understanding one key principle: timing is everything. Here's the paradox most men miss. You might eat clean, exercise, and even take your vitamins every morning, but if you're taking them at the wrong time, your body burns through them before they ever reach the systems that need them most. By the time night falls, your engine is running on empty when it should be refueling. Now imagine flipping that switch. Just 2 vitamins, taken before bed, can help your body restore testosterone, repair blood flow, and bring back that strong, youthful drive you remember. Stay with me, because in the next few moments, I'll reveal exactly what those 2 vitamins are, and how taking them before bed can transform the way your body performs every single morning. Before we get started, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and tap the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss another men's health video designed to help you feel stronger, younger, and more confident every day. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me create even better content for you. Now that you understand the promise behind these 2 powerful vitamins, let's begin with the first and most overlooked factor: timing. Because it's not just what you take that matters, it's when you take it. And most men over 60 are getting this one crucial detail completely wrong. 1. The secret timing that most men get wrong. Most men believe that the morning is the best time to take their vitamins. It seems logical. You wake up, grab a cup of coffee, take your supplements, and think you're doing something good for your body. But here's what nearly every man over 60 doesn't realize. Your body doesn't need vitamins most in the morning. It needs them at night. That's when your body does its real work. While you sleep, your system switches from survival mode to repair mode. Your cells detoxify, your tissues rebuild, and your hormones, especially testosterone, go through their natural production cycle. It's a complex, beautiful process that happens quietly every single night. But without the right nutrients in your system before you fall asleep, your body can't perform this critical work the way it should. Think about it like refueling an engine. You wouldn't expect a car to run all night without gas, right? Yet that's exactly what many older men are asking their bodies to do. By taking their vitamins in the morning, they give their system a short burst of nutrients that gets burned off by caffeine, stress, digestion, and the daily grind. By the time evening arrives, their tanks are empty. And when the body needs fuel the most, during deep sleep, it has nothing left to work with. Over the years, I've had countless patients tell me they take their multivitamin religiously every morning. They eat right, they stay active, but they still wake up feeling sluggish, drained, and frustrated. When I ask them one simple question, "What do you take before bed?" they usually just stare at me, confused. That's when I explain that the body's repair cycle isn't powered by daylight routines. It's fueled by nighttime nourishment. When you go to sleep, growth hormone surges, testosterone resets, and your blood flow recalibrates. But only if your body has the right building blocks waiting in the bloodstream. Imagine lying down at night knowing your body has everything it needs to rebuild stronger, rejuvenate deeper, and prepare for a vibrant tomorrow. That's what happens when you shift your timing. Instead of feeding your body when it's awake and distracted, you're fueling it when it's quiet, focused, and fully engaged in restoration. The difference, especially for men over 60, is remarkable. You wake up clearer, stronger, more energetic, and yes, with the kind of morning response that reminds you your system still works exactly as it was designed to. So before you blame age, hormones, or fatigue, ask yourself this: are you nourishing your body when it needs it most? Because once you understand how timing shapes your energy, recovery, and masculinity, you'll start to see why these two specific vitamins can completely transform how you feel each morning. And in just a moment, I'll reveal what's really happening inside your body after 60, and why this timing mistake becomes even more critical with every passing year. 2. What happens inside a man's body after 60? When I sit across from men in their 60s, I can almost always see the same quiet frustration in their eyes. They'll tell me, "Doc, I'm eating healthy, I'm walking every day, I'm doing everything right, so why do I still feel tired? Why does my drive feel weaker?" And every time, I tell them the truth most doctors never take the time to explain. Your body isn't broken, it's simply changing. What's happening inside you after 60 isn't random, it's biology. It's a gradual shift in how your body produces energy, repairs itself, and circulates blood. When you were younger, your body functioned like a high-performance engine. Testosterone was steady, blood flowed freely, and your cells worked efficiently. But over time, three crucial systems begin to slow down, quietly, year after year. First, your nitric oxide levels start to decline. That's the molecule responsible for keeping blood vessels flexible and wide open. When it drops, blood flow decreases, especially to areas where you want it most. Second, your mitochondria, the microscopic powerhouses that fuel every cell, begin to lose strength. They produce less energy, which means fatigue sets in faster, workouts feel harder, and even arousal requires more effort. And third, your natural defenses against oxidative stress weaken. That means more inflammation, slower recovery, and less oxygen reaching your muscles and tissues. I've seen this play out countless times. A man tells me he used to feel unstoppable in his 40s, full of energy from sunrise to sunset. Now he wakes up already drained, his mood uneven, his body slower to respond. What he doesn't realize is that his internal systems are still trying to do the same work. They just don't have enough of the right resources to keep up. The good news? None of this is permanent. Your body still has the blueprint for strength, performance, and vitality. It just needs help turning those systems back on. When you give your body the proper nutrients at the right time, those sluggish systems begin to reawaken. Blood vessels expand more easily, oxygen delivery improves, testosterone begins to normalize, and energy production climbs back toward where it used to be. That's the power of aligning with your body's natural rhythm rather than fighting against it. And this brings us to something most men overlook: the missing nutrients that make this transformation possible. Because once you understand what these two key vitamins do inside your body, you'll see how they can reignite your energy, your confidence, and your morning vitality faster than you thought possible. 3. Vitamin D3, the hormone restorer. When I talk to men about vitamin D3, most of them smile politely and say, "Oh yeah, I get plenty of that from the sun." But when we run the blood tests, the results tell a very different story. Nearly every man over 60 that I've tested is deficient in D3, even those who live in sunny states like Texas or Florida. You see, as we age, our skin loses its ability to convert sunlight into active vitamin D3. Add in less time outdoors, more time indoors, and weaker digestion, and you have the perfect recipe for a slow hormonal decline that creeps in without warning. D3 isn't just a vitamin, it's actually a hormone precursor. It helps regulate hundreds of functions in your body, including testosterone production, energy metabolism, mood stability, and immune health. When your D3 levels drop, your testosterone often follows. I've seen men who came to me thinking they needed hormone therapy, only to find that restoring their D3 levels brought their vitality roaring back within weeks. It's not a miracle, it's simple physiology. Here's what makes nighttime D3 so powerful. When you sleep, your body's hormone receptors become more active. That's when the endocrine system, the network that controls testosterone, growth hormone, and metabolism, does its repair work. Taking vitamin D3 before bed allows it to circulate right when your body needs it most. Instead of being wasted during the day through stress, caffeine, or digestion, it's absorbed and directed into deep hormonal repair overnight. I remember one of my patients, a 68-year-old retired engineer who started taking D3 at night after years of struggling with fatigue and low libido. 3 weeks later, he told me, "Doc, I feel like someone flipped the switch back on. My mornings are different, my mind's clear, my energy's up, and I actually wake up ready to move again." That's the quiet magic of giving your body what it's been missing at the right time. If you decide to try it, pair your D3 with a small amount of healthy fat, maybe a few almonds, half an avocado, or a teaspoon of olive oil. Fat helps your body absorb D3 efficiently, and when taken consistently, you'll begin to feel that subtle but steady lift in your strength, focus, and mood each morning. But here's where things get even more interesting. D3 doesn't work alone. There's another nutrient, one that most men have never even considered, that supercharges blood flow, energy, and performance when combined with D3. And once you understand how this second vitamin works, you'll see why the two together can completely transform how your body performs overnight. 4. Vitamin B3, the circulation booster. If there's one vitamin I wish more older men understood, it's vitamin B3, also known as niacin. Most of the men who sit in my office have never even heard of it beyond what they might see on a supplement label. But when it comes to circulation, oxygen delivery, and sexual performance, B3 is one of the most powerful and underrated nutrients out there. I still remember a patient of mine, a 71-year-old man who came in feeling constantly fatigued. His words stuck with me. "Doc, I don't feel alive anymore. I get through the day, but I don't feel it." After adjusting his nighttime routine to include B3 just a few weeks later, he told me with a grin, "I don't know what changed, but I feel like the blood is moving again." And that's exactly what B3 does. It brings your system back to life by helping your blood flow freely again. Niacin works by gently widening your blood vessels, a process called vasodilation. It helps oxygen and nutrients reach the tissues that need them most, including those responsible for sexual performance. Many men notice a warm, tingling sensation called the niacin flush shortly after taking it. Some are surprised by it, but I always tell them it's a good sign. It means your circulation is opening up and your vessels are responding. That improved blood flow isn't just about intimacy. It supports your heart, brain, and muscles too. It helps you feel lighter, more energetic, and more awake in your own body. B3 also fuels the production of NAD, a coenzyme essential for energy and cellular repair. Think of NAD as your body's ignition key. Without enough of it, your cells can't produce the energy they need to function efficiently. Over time, low NAD levels make you feel older than you are, sluggish, mentally foggy, and slow to recover. But when you restore it, especially at night when your body is rebuilding, something incredible happens. Your cells begin to act younger, they repair faster, they generate more energy, and you wake up in the morning feeling stronger and more alive, as if your system has been quietly recharged while you slept. For men over 60, I usually recommend starting with a modest dose, around 100 milligrams of niacin before bed. If you tolerate it well, you can gradually increase to 150 milligrams. Pair it with your D3 supplement, and you'll create an overnight environment where hormones rebalance, energy regenerates, and blood vessels open naturally. But here's the most exciting part. Vitamin B3 doesn't just work well with D3, it amplifies it. When these two nutrients meet, they form a partnership that can completely change how your body heals and performs. In just a moment, I'll explain how this powerful combination works together to rebuild strength, restore vitality, and bring back the confidence that every man deserves. 5. The synergy between D3 and B3. When you combine vitamin D3 and B3, something remarkable happens. It's like turning two separate keys that unlock the same door. One controls hormone balance, the other controls circulation. And when they work together, the result is far greater than either could achieve alone. I've seen it firsthand in my patients, and even felt it in my own life. There's a distinct difference between simply supplementing and truly syncing your body's systems. Most men don't realize how much their hormones and blood flow depend on each other until they finally start to function in harmony again. Vitamin D3 helps your body produce and regulate testosterone, that core hormone that influences energy, mood, strength, and confidence. But here's the truth. Testosterone alone isn't enough if your circulation is poor. You could have all the hormones in the world, but if your blood vessels are stiff, narrow, and underoxygenated, that testosterone can't reach where it needs to go. That's where vitamin B3 steps in. By widening blood vessels and boosting NAD levels, it ensures that every cell, every muscle, and every part of your body receives the oxygen and nutrients that D3 helps generate. It's the perfect partnership. One vitamin awakens, the other delivers. I remember a man named David, 71, who had spent years trying every supplement under the sun. Nothing seemed to help. When he began combining D3 and B3 at night, his energy returned within a week. He told me, "It feels like someone flipped the power switch back on." What he was experiencing was synergy in action, hormones flowing freely, circulation revitalized, energy restored. He wasn't relying on stimulants or artificial boosters. His body was simply doing what it was designed to do once the right tools were in place. This combination also supports better sleep, sharper focus, and improved recovery after physical activity. It's not a quick fix, it's a reset. Over time, your mornings start to feel different. You wake up with that quiet strength, that unmistakable sense of vitality that reminds you your body still knows how to thrive. For older men, this synergy is a second chance to feel connected to their masculinity, to their drive, and to that internal rhythm that defines confidence. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity. No complex regimens, no endless bottles, no harsh side effects, just two natural nutrients that work with your body instead of against it. But to unlock their full potential, you need more than the right vitamins. You need the right routine. Because what you do before bed determines how well your body uses what you give it, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. The nighttime habits that supercharge these vitamins and help you wake up every morning ready to perform at your best. 6. The ideal nighttime routine for men over 60. I often tell my patients that the way you end your day determines how you start the next one. Most men underestimate how much their nighttime routine affects their hormones, sleep, and energy. You can take the best vitamins in the world, but if your habits before bed are chaotic, you'll never feel their full benefit. The truth is, your body thrives on rhythm. It needs a predictable pattern of calm, light, and nourishment to know when to heal, when to produce testosterone, and when to reset. When you respect that rhythm, something powerful happens. You start waking up with strength, clarity, and the kind of steady confidence that comes from deep, restorative rest. Your goal before bed should be simple. Remove stress, reduce stimulation, and prepare your body to rebuild. That means dimming the lights about an hour before you sleep. Our brains are sensitive to brightness. It tricks them into thinking it's still daytime, which delays melatonin production, the hormone that triggers deep sleep. Turn off screens, or at least switch them to night mode. Light stretching or a short walk can also do wonders for your circulation, helping those vitamins you just took reach every corner of your body. And if you've spent decades working hard, you owe yourself a few quiet moments of peace at the end of each day. I often recommend slow, deep breathing for 2 or 3 minutes. Feel your shoulders relax. Let your mind settle. This simple practice lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that interferes with testosterone, and signals your body that it's safe to rest. Then, consider what you eat. A heavy meal late at night keeps your body busy digesting instead of repairing. But a small, healthy snack with good fats, like a handful of nuts or half an avocado, helps your body absorb vitamin D3 more effectively. Hydration also matters. Sip water steadily through the evening, but avoid drinking too much right before bed to prevent waking up during the night. And when you finally lie down, keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Those 3 elements, temperature, darkness, and silence, are the foundation of hormonal balance and deep recovery. Over time, this kind of routine becomes more than just a habit. It becomes a signal to your body that healing time has begun. It primes your system to absorb nutrients, boost testosterone, and strengthen circulation naturally. And when you wake up, you'll feel it. More energy, more confidence, more life in your body. But there's one more step to make all of this truly work. You need a simple, structured plan that ties everything together, your supplements, your habits, and your sleep, so that each night builds upon the last. And that's exactly what we're going to put together next. 7. The complete nighttime plan and emotional takeaway. Now that you understand how these vitamins work and how to prepare your body to use them, let's put everything together into one simple nighttime plan that any man over 60 can follow. I've refined this approach over decades of working with men who thought they'd lost their vitality, and every time, it's the same small daily consistency that changes everything. Think of this as your nightly investment in your strength, your energy, and your manhood. It's not complicated, it's a ritual. And once you make it a part of your life, your body will begin to reward you in ways you can actually feel. About 30 to 60 minutes before bed, take your vitamin D3, between 2,000 and 5,000 IUs, paired with your vitamin B3, about 100 to 150 milligrams. If it's your first time, start small and let your body adjust. Take both with a little healthy fat, a handful of almonds, a spoonful of peanut butter, or half an avocado. Those fats help the D3 absorb efficiently, while the niacin starts opening your blood vessels so your circulation is ready for repair as you drift into sleep. Then, dim the lights. Stretch your body gently, take a few slow breaths, and let go of the day. This is your time to quiet the noise, to remind your body that rest isn't a reward, it's a necessity. Keep your bedroom dark, cool, and silent. Even a small light can interfere with melatonin production, and melatonin isn't just about sleep, it's linked to testosterone regulation as well. If you stay consistent, this simple setup will help your body enter deep, restorative rest where growth hormone and testosterone production naturally peak. Over the next few days, you might notice you're waking up earlier without an alarm, feeling more refreshed, more focused, and more alive. Over the next few weeks, the differences become undeniable. Your mornings feel steady, your energy sharper, and your body stronger. The quiet fatigue that used to follow you begins to fade. You're no longer dragging yourself through the day. You're moving with purpose again. That's the reward of patience and consistency. You've given your body back its rhythm, and in return, it gives you back your confidence, your stamina, and that unmistakable sense of control. But we're not finished yet, because while this plan restores the foundation of your vitality, there's something even deeper you need to understand: what truly drives lasting energy and strength beyond supplements alone. In the next part, we'll explore the mindset and daily principles that help men stay strong, passionate, and powerful well into their 70s and beyond. 8. Why this works for older men. The older I get, the more I realize that aging isn't about weakness, it's about adaptation. I've sat across from thousands of men over 60 who thought their best days were behind them. They'd lower their voices and confess, "Doc, I just don't feel like myself anymore." But what I tell every one of them is this: your body hasn't forgotten how to be strong, it just needs a little reminder. The truth is, the systems that once ran effortlessly, your hormones, your circulation, your energy, are still there. They're simply waiting for the right signal to turn back on. That's exactly what happens when you start feeding your body the right nutrients at the right time. After 60, your body doesn't respond well to force. You can't bully your hormones with aggressive treatments or chase quick fixes without consequences. What it responds to instead is precision and rhythm. Vitamin D3 and B3 work not because they're exotic or complicated, but because they align perfectly with how your body naturally repairs itself. D3 restores hormonal balance, ensuring testosterone and energy production don't drift too low. B3 enhances blood flow, oxygen delivery, and cellular repair. Together, they communicate with your body's nightly repair cycle, the exact window when your system wants to rebuild, not just survive. You're not fighting biology, you're working with it. What makes this approach especially effective for older men is that it respects time. Your body may move slower now, but it's wiser. It knows how to heal when you give it the right tools. It knows how to balance hormones when stress and inflammation are under control. It knows how to deliver oxygen where it's needed when circulation is supported. This is why so many men notice results quickly, not because it's magic, but because their bodies were waiting for this kind of care all along. I've seen men in their 70s walk back into my office after a few months on this plan, standing taller, laughing louder, looking years younger. They didn't change who they were, they just reignited what was already there. You can feel it too, that quiet, grounded sense of strength that says, I'm still here. I still have it. But here's something I want you to truly remember. No vitamin or plan can work in isolation. To make these results last, you must understand the deeper reason your energy, confidence, and masculinity thrive or fade with time. In the next part, we'll go beyond the science and explore the mindset and daily principles that keep men not just alive, but truly alive, well into their 70s and beyond. 9. The mindset that keeps you young. Every man reaches a point in life where he begins to feel the slow pull of time. The body changes, the energy dips, and mornings don't feel as sharp as they used to. But I've learned, after decades of working with men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, that the real difference between those who age gracefully and those who fade early isn't just biology, it's mindset. I've seen men with average health live extraordinary lives because they never stopped believing their best years were still ahead. And I've seen others, physically capable but mentally defeated, lose that spark far too soon. The truth is, your body follows the story you tell it. When you think of yourself as fragile, you act fragile. But when you see yourself as capable of strength, vitality, and passion, your body starts to rise to meet that belief. I remember a patient named Robert, 74 years old, who came to me saying he felt like life had slowed to a crawl. He was taking his vitamins, eating right, and sleeping well, but still, he felt unmotivated. When we talked, I realized it wasn't his body that was tired, it was his spirit. So, I asked him a simple question. What are you looking forward to? He paused for a long moment and then said, I don't really know. That day, we didn't talk about lab results or supplements. We talked about purpose, about how the body heals faster when it has something to wake up for. Within weeks, something shifted. He started walking again, fixing things around his house, reconnecting with his wife. His body began to follow his mind. And that's when I saw it clearly. Longevity isn't about avoiding aging. It's about staying engaged with life. Your hormones, your energy, your performance, all of them are influenced by how you think, what you focus on, and what you believe you still deserve. Stress, negativity, and hopelessness can drain your testosterone faster than any deficiency. But optimism, gratitude, and consistent effort can raise it just as powerfully as nutrition or sleep. So, if you want to stay young, start by protecting your mindset as carefully as you protect your health. Age can take away a lot: hair, speed, sometimes even flexibility, but it cannot take away your purpose, your strength, or your ability to improve unless you surrender them. The men who thrive in their later years don't chase youth, they nurture vitality. They treat every morning as a gift, every night as a reset, and every choice as a way to stay in control of their story. And that leads us to our final, most important point: the truth about what lasting vitality really means, and how to hold on to it no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. Because once you understand this, you'll never look at aging the same way again. 10. The real meaning of lasting vitality. When most men hear the word vitality, they think of muscle, energy, or sexual drive. And yes, those things matter. But true vitality goes much deeper than that. It's not just about how strong your body feels, it's about how alive your spirit is. I've met men in their 70s who could outwork guys half their age, not because they had perfect genetics, but because they lived each day with intention. They had a reason to wake up, to move, to connect, to care. Real vitality is a combination of physical strength, emotional balance, and a mindset that refuses to let age define what's possible. You see, your body is an incredible machine. It's constantly adapting, rebuilding, and finding ways to keep you alive and functional. But when you give it the right tools, nutrients like D3 and B3, restorative sleep, consistent routines, it starts to do more than just function. It begins to thrive. The aches soften, the fog lifts, and that inner fire starts to return. I've seen men go from feeling invisible to walking with confidence again, not because they were chasing youth, but because they finally learned to work with their body instead of against it. There's something profoundly empowering about realizing that age doesn't steal your vitality. It simply challenges you to protect it. Every night you take your vitamins, every stretch before bed, every calm breath before sleep. It's a statement to yourself that you're still investing in the man you want to be. Those choices may seem small, but they build momentum. Day after day, they shape how your body responds, how your hormones balance, and how your mind feels when you open your eyes each morning. That quiet strength you feel, the one that tells you you're not done yet, that's what lasting vitality really is. And perhaps the most beautiful part is this. Once you begin to feel better, you naturally start to live better. You eat with more awareness, move with more purpose, and connect with more warmth. The cycle feeds itself, and before long, the reflection in the mirror doesn't just look younger, it feels younger. You're not trying to turn back time, you're simply reclaiming what was always yours. So tonight, as you prepare to rest, remember this truth. Vitality is not found in youth. It's built through care, consistency, and belief. You already have everything you need to feel strong again. In the next and final part, I'll show you how to take all of this, your vitamins, your habits, your mindset, and turn it into a lifelong formula for energy, confidence, and passion that only gets better with age. Conclusion: a new chapter of strength and confidence. If you've made it this far, I want you to take a moment and think about what we've covered together. 2 simple vitamins, D3 and B3, yet behind them lies something far greater: the power to take back control of your health, your energy, and your confidence. For too long, men over 60 have been told to just accept the slowing down, to believe that fatigue, low drive, and weak mornings are simply part of getting older. But I can tell you from decades of experience, they're not inevitable. Your body still remembers how to be strong. It still knows how to rebuild, how to perform, how to feel alive again. It's simply waiting for you to give it the chance. When you start taking vitamin D3 and B3 at night, you're not just swallowing pills. You're sending your body a signal. It's time to heal, to restore, to come back stronger. You're giving your hormones the support they need to balance naturally. You're improving circulation so your blood flows freely again, carrying oxygen and energy to every cell. You're helping your mitochondria wake up from years of slow decline. And the result? You begin to wake up differently, rested, clear-headed, with that quiet sense of readiness that reminds you that your vitality never truly left. It was just waiting beneath the surface, ready to rise again. But it doesn't stop with vitamins. The small choices you make each night, the walk after dinner, the calm before bed, the decision to put your phone down and rest, those are the choices that build lasting strength. They tell your body that it's safe to recharge, that it's time to repair, that it's allowed to grow again. I've seen this transformation countless times, and I never get tired of it. The man who thought his best days were behind him suddenly starts walking taller, speaking louder, smiling wider. And I want that for you too. Because aging doesn't mean surrendering your masculinity. It means refining it, protecting it, and learning how to thrive with wisdom and strength. So tonight, as you get ready for bed, remember this. You're not just ending another day. You're beginning a new chapter. Take your vitamins, trust your body, and give yourself permission to feel alive again. Because it's never too late to wake up stronger, more confident, and more fully yourself.